Welcome to CTV, our show right here on Patreon, where we talk about all of the superhero and basically whatever show we feel like talking about that came out this week. Now, the way the show works is simple. We watched all the shows last week, so anything that aired this week we haven't watched yet.
Correct.
This show does not go to our YouTube, not because we don't want it to, but because it damaged our algorithm. It took us literally a week and a half to fix the algorithm after doing this, then testing what went wrong, then realizing this was the show. So that proves we can only have one podcast going up on Comicstorian per week. So as of the time of recording this show only gets aired live on twitch.tv/EligibleMonster on Mondays, where you can watch it by showing up on time, subscribing to support it, or checking it out in the video on demand in the backlog. Or you can go to our Patreon, and for only $1 you get access to this, along with Conspirament, along with 3 Beers and a Topic, along with Benny and Gary try different coffees, along with Dan and a Cup of D. Yeah, everyone really wants to see that show, by the way. We're getting a ton of requests.
I actually saw some of them.
Yeah, they want to see what you do to make your tea. So we're going to film that eventually, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah. Dan makes his tea.
Dan makes a cup of tea.
This show, and personally, honestly, I'm not going to lie, guys. I kind of like doing shows that are only Twitch and Patreon because I feel like we can be more laid back.
Yes. We can, and it's a lot more personal.
It's a lot more personal because, in my opinion, the way we do, for those guys who don't know, I'm going to give everyone here on our Patreon and our Twitch a little bit of insight. Whenever we make any video on Comicstorian, I try not to link them together too much. For the simple reason of every video could be somebody's first video. So you don't want it to have a ton of backlog. You don't want to have a ton of just BS.
That was the very first thing that Benny taught me when I first started working, actually. Was every video is someone's first video. Because I would always be like, Benny, why are you going so much into this? People know who Batman is when we go into a Batman video, and he's like, no, this could be someone's first video, so I got to explain his parents.
So if it is somebody's first video, so every episode of Comics Experiment, I have that long opening telling about Patreon and everything, because what if that's your first time watching us in a podcast format? But if this is now Patreon and Twitch only, you guys know us. Like we don't need to make this like a super we can.
And if it is your first, go watch some of the other ones, and then you can get the
exactly. But if someone doesn't sign up to our Patreon not knowing who we are, I really doubt that. If you are, you're awesome that you just found us and thought it was cool.
Yeah, especially you.
And Twitch, everyone knows how we work on Twitch. We just BS for the last hour. I was showing all my ringtones I've had over the last 4 years. It was irritating the piss out of Dan.
It really was.
So, we're going to do our CTV show. So, you watched Legends this week?
I did.
I watched Flash and Arrow, did not watch Supernatural this week. I did binge watch all the Mission Impossible movies, and Dan binge watched all of
Constantine.
Gary,
as well as a bunch of different animated shorts on the DC Universe Online, just like Animal Man, which is hilarious.
Nice.
So that's cool.
I watched Doctor Who and The Flash.
Right, and Gary is going to be a good chunk to talk about today because I've given up on Doctor Who. Not for the reasons that you would assume that everyone's trying to make a big deal out of, but apparently Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall, whatever.
Chibnall.
Apparently the rumor is they're both leaving. It's not confirmed, but we'll talk about that towards the back of this episode. And Dan and I also both watched Titans, but honestly I think this is the first, let's do that first because I think this is the first week we don't have that much to talk about in Titans unless you got a ton to go into.
You do remember what episode it was, right?
Yeah, they're all getting experimented on and things like that. Yeah. Okay, so this week in Titans.
Yeah, so we finally had the biggest change in character development for Gar. So, So in the episode, Rachel, they captured a guy who is trying, one of the leaders for trying to capture Rachel to get her father Trigon into the universe. So she then does her classic, this is a good idea for me to go off on my own because no one's going to come looking for me.
Because that's not a trope that happens in everything.
Yeah, it's not like there's superheroes that have done this multiple times for you, Rachel.
Haven't they gone to rescue her 3 times?
That is the whole point of the show.
I love
so
your little
far.
mini conversation with her too.
Rachel. Anyway,
wasn't it like Hawk and Dove the first time they already went chasing her down?
Yes.
That was episode 2.
Then when Starfire took her.
Yeah, he chased her down again.
So
why would he not chase her down this third time?
Exactly. Anyway. So they go to an asylum where they all get captured. Dick gets drugged out of his mind. Corey gets
That was one of the cooler moments. Let's talk about that for a second. So
the
Dick gets drugged.
You're
going to talk about it. Let me talk about this.
Okay.
So Dick gets drugged.
So Dick gets drugged.
Dick gets drugged.
He gets drugged?
They drugged a Dick.
Am I hearing you?
With like,
don't say that backwards. It doesn't mean the same.
Yeah, no. We're talking about like they have like this massive syringe with like this huge amount of stuff, and then they do it a second time.
Ow.
I don't think they do it the second time though. I think it was all in his head.
No, I think the second time was. That is possible. I thought it was the second time was the differentiating factor, where the second time actually put him under. Because I think the whole point of the first dose was for the sake of making sense for them escaping. To be like, he is still drugged, but he can do stuff.
Right.
Because he gets drugged.
Because I didn't.
Oh, he must have.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you're welcome.
So he gets drugged the first time, and they're like, his body's going crazy, but his mind is perfectly fine right now.
Yeah.
So they were like, we got to up the dose. And I think the whole purpose of doing that initial part was because then when they escape later, Dick takes out a room full of people. And I think the whole purpose of the first dose not affecting him was to make that make sense, that he's coming out of immense amount of drugs, but he can still take on a bunch of people and kick their butts.
See, what I think happened was that so he gets drugged the first time, he's in the chair. We then have a whole sequence where he gets put in the costume, he gets re-drugged to the whole 9 yards. I don't think he ever got out of the chair, but I think the scene of them stating
Oh no, he doesn't get out of the chair.
But what I'm saying is they don't re-drug him. But I think the scene of them stating that he's conscious, we need to do more, was like just so that we know that he's snapping out of it, but then us showing him in this chair in the same outfit, nothing's changed. I think was that no, he hasn't actually left. They're saying that was what you're saying, telling us that the first dose didn't work that well.
No, because I think the change happened when he instantly pops into his outfit, because that confused me at first.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then he got drugged again from that, I thought.
I thought he got in his outfit after, but anyway, continue.
Either way, it doesn't really matter.
He gets drugged.
Yeah. And what he does is he has a discussion with himself, which is a great character development. Because combining this, so last episode we learned that the reason why he feels he went dark is he finally found the killer of his parents and pretty much let him die. That was what happened.
Gotcha.
That was why he decided, hey, Batman's turned me into a weapon that I can't control. I need to get away from this. He left. So now we discover that he blames himself for what happened. Because Kid Dick basically shows up and is like, stop blaming Batman, stop blaming Batman, stop blaming Zuko, stop blaming everyone. You did this. You turned us into this.
And he also says, like, you turned Batman into that.
Yeah.
Like, he's basically turning against himself in the younger version, but it's...
Right.
And then he beats the crap out of himself with the bow staff.
Yeah.
But that's what happens to Dick. He's drunk.
Which version beats up which version?
The
young version.
Beats up his adult version.
Yes. Because it's all in his mind.
Right.
And it just adds to the brutality of the show.
Yeah.
Where he's spitting up blood and everything like that.
Right.
But it was a great transition because the way that it worked was they come in, they drug him. Then they go to he's not drugged or it's not working. They go in to do another one. And what you're seeing initially is they come in to do that, they drug him, and then he kicks all their butts and escapes. So you're watching him escape, and at first you're like, holy crap, this is Dick doing Dick Grayson stuff right now. Like, he is escaping, he's getting out, he's getting out. Then all of a sudden he runs into himself, and you're like, wait a second, what's going on? Turns out he's under a coma, like he is in a drug-induced state the whole time, but you were...
regardless of getting shot a second time, he just hasn't gotten out of the chair, basically, at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
He's in a catatonic state, and he's just...
Starfire, I felt, got really crappy development out of this.
Yes, incredibly so, but that's...
They just cut her up.
They did. The whole point of hers was to show she can heal.
Yeah. Well, they have it... Okay, so for those who don't know who Starfire is, I thought I muted this. For those who...
You did, and then you decided to show everyone all your ringtones. So Starfire is an alien, which actually I feel like next episode, because did you see the preview for the next episode?
No, I've been watching them. I know it's down to Troy. It's literally the name of the episode.
Yeah, it looks crazy awesome, and we're gonna get tons of stuff about it because, like, she even references that alien. She's Starfire. That's her name. She's from this. She's chasing the Raven.
Yeah.
Like, they go, it's clearly going to be a huge
They basically, the only thing that happened to Starfire in this one, it was creepy as hell, because they were cutting her up and stuff like that.
Right.
But it was really strongly to imply she's not normal. and it's more than just a meta with powers. There's something off about her because they're testing her to like a 10th degree.
Yeah.
Like Raven and Gar, they got their, like Raven got a good amount where she finally turned on things.
Yes.
But Gar, I think, got the most. But you could tell how they were handling, like Robin was just drugged. Raven and Gar were kind of separated and they were treating them like metas. But there was something off about Starfire.
Yeah.
They were treating her like to a different
like
level.
She was an alien.
And it looked like an alien autopsy.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
While she's
and
awake.
the show hasn't revealed she's an alien yet.
Yeah.
That's like her whole history.
Right.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way they did it definitely showed alien autopsy. Something is not right. They're cutting her open. She's healing. It was really dark, and the whole episode was dark.
It was super, super dark because Gar he gets captured. He's in a cage. They're tasing him.
Yeah.
Right.
He's clearly like joking around doing natural Gar stuff of like, haha, that felt good. Like, he's not going to give up any information. He's not going to do what they want because they're like, show us what you really are kind of stuff. Then later he gets out and the doctor that was tasing him comes in. He turns into a tiger, mauls the guy, like rips out his throat and like bites him, and then he changes back because clearly it is the animal instinct inside of him of he was trapped in a cage. He's out. He unleashes all of that against his captor, and then he's just sitting there traumatized, blood dripping off his face once he's changed back, and he just says, "I bit him," or something like that, because his entire thing was he had never bitten someone before. Despite turning into a tiger, he never bit someone, and he literally like tore the guy's throat
dripping
out.
from his mouth. It was crazy. Now,
it was such a huge turn for everyone, because I think the biggest thing we need to talk about is the ending.
Oh, watching the suit?
Watching the suit, the fact that he kills a bunch of people and that he's very clearly walking away from Robin.
Yeah. They very clearly, I'm not going to lie, as much as I love the show, I love the cinematography, I love what they're doing with it, it did very much feel like angsty, moody high school kid trying to film a movie. Because it was like, we blow the house up, and Robin looks at the burning suit, and he walks away from it. And I'm just like, yeah, that's something like it'd be so dark and amazing if he walks away from the suit while it's on fire.
I always find it hilarious that the fact that Starfire was in the building, exploded it, walks out, outfit's fine.
Oh yeah, that's how it works, right?
On
yeah, that's how it works.
I did like it, but it did feel very much like Benny and Gary, artsy kids in high school.
Yeah.
Let's burn some clothes and walk from them.
That part, was a little cheesy.
Gary, burn your preppy outfit and walk away from your preppy outfit to show you moved on.
Yeah.
But it
walk
was
toward a hot topic.
It was.
No, real quick, before you say that, that reminds me of something hilarious. It's from a game I'm playing right now. It's just a funny moment. I didn't even think of this till right now. In the game Valkyrie Chronicles, it's like anime meets World War II kind of thing. You recruit new soldiers. Yeah. One of the soldiers shows up, and he's like, "My name's Odin." Oh, the thing says, Kevin Thomas, I left that man behind. I was just like,
it's pretty much every goth kid.
And he's got black hair and it's coming over his eye, and I had a little chuckle at that. Anyway, but
I like the part when they're in, because Dick beats the crap out of all these guards. Everyone's watching him like, what the hell? Because he is just like annihilating them. They're pretty much all dying. But you get the moment change where Dick looks at a gas leak, looks at Starfire, and is like, I just need a spark. Yeah. Which is a huge change of not killing anyone to, we're going to blow up this building with these people clearly unconscious right here. But I liked that he was looking at a puddle, and his reflection was him in the Robin outfit.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that a lot.
You had the moment of him being like, and like he was kind of like, no, don't do it, because that was Robin telling him, and that was the huge change, which totally called it. He's going to become Nightwing after this next episode.
Oh yeah.
But
that combining with that is where I found that last sequence funny, because they do blow up the building, and then the suit conveniently lands on fire in front of him, so he can watch it burn.
That's not what
the Robin suit.
Yeah, no, it was that happened. But then that was Dick going, I need to walk away from this. So he took it out. He lit it on fire.
Oh, I must have like looked away for a moment or something then, because I thought
they didn't fully
it blew
show
up and he landed in front of him. Like
no, they
poof! Oh, my suit.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was because they didn't really show it, but the way that it was, like it was perfectly folded, so it was very clearly. And plus,
that's true. I guess you could take that. It was perfectly folded.
Plus, it's in a suitcase that only he can get into. I doubt Batman's going to have a suitcase that an explosion will cause it to open up.
Okay, but yes, you can read into it.
It was
but it
still
definitely
just
looked
a
like
very big, like
it was just
like
there.
Starfire. Plus, we did get the classic. Someone else is going to find the outfit because Starfire makes the comment of, "Are you going to watch it to the bitter end?"
Right.
And they leave before it fully burns. So clearly something's going to come out of that. But anyway,
I don't think so.
It was such a good character development episode to really show, okay, Gar is now not going to really... Gar's either going to go into I'm not going to change because I don't want to lose control of myself again, or like all of them are just, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
Like it was, I really liked the episode. The next episode with Donna Troy looks really, really fun. Titans is...
I don't like watching the trailers because it is guaranteed every week. It's on the app, so I can watch it whenever I want. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of watching the trailers. That's just my own take on that. So.
Yeah, no, I like watching them just because it kind of gives an idea of the direction. Plus, it gives a little bit more to the episode I just watched.
Yeah,
because I get to see, okay, well, this all happened. This is what he's going to be doing. Because they even reference... I don't want to spoil too much about it.
No, we don't spoil in the show. So
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump over to Arrow real quick.
That you didn't watch?
No, I did watch Arrow.
Oh, okay.
No, so I missed an episode of Arrow.
Yes.
And I went to go hit play in the CW app. Now, when I left off, Oliver was being brought into level 2, being brainwashed.
Right.
I started up the next episode, he's out of level 2, saying he broke the brainwashing, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. So whatever happened in that middle episode didn't matter because I didn't even realize I missed it until I got to the end of the episode I was on, and then went, well, that was last week, so what's that? Oh, I just watched the current one. So, a few things made sense that I missed an episode, because one, they got, was it Diaz? Yeah, Diaz is the villain. They somehow know where Diaz is. Oliver's out of level 2. And everyone's back in the normal cells.
You missed a lot.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, that was a lot of off-camera.
Yeah.
Because CW normally tracks the last one you watch, so it doesn't do that.
Right. I just got a weird paranoia that I didn't hit record. I know I did, but
I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
All of a sudden, I looked at the thing and I'm like, did I hit?
But it was one of those moments, you know, where it's kind of like, where it was kind of like,
I do that too. I'm
so if I didn't even miss, I missed Talia al Ghul apparently.
Oh,
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
You should go watch that.
Because when I got to the end, I'm like, well. So anyway, the episode I watched was like the conclusion to the Diaz plot.
Oh.
They're doing what the Flash is doing, and I'm really enjoying this.
Right.
They're putting the plot points into 6 or 7 episodes and wrapping them up.
Right.
So, like, Oliver's still in prison. That's still our overarching thing.
Yeah.
But Diaz is caught. We're done with that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see what they're all doing next.
Yeah.
And we're getting more implications as to like, oh, you know, vigilantes are against the rules, but do we need vigilantes?
Right.
The new Green Arrow kept showing up before the cops could show up, so why are we banning vigilantes and that kind of a thing? And we wrapped up, and Oliver, the person Oliver's been trusting for the last 6 or 7 episodes, may not be the person we want to trust. Because, like, Oliver's out now, and this is the person that he's been talking to. It's like, he's basically like the little sniffling guy who has
the weasel.
Weasel, basically.
He's the weasel,
he's like, he sides up with Oliver because he's Green Arrow, but...
Yeah.
And it looks like he may have manipulated Oliver into removing some of the threats against him. And Oliver's
Wormtail.
Yeah, and Oliver's starting to catch on. So that seems to be... So basically, Oliver's like opening plot with these big guys that are trying to kill him in the prison. That's resolved. Now we have the Weasel kind of guy that looks like he's maybe manipulating Oliver.
Gotcha.
The Diaz plot's kind of resolved. I don't remember much happening in the future plot. So I have a slight problem this week, guys, because we had nothing going on. I literally watched the episodes when they aired, as opposed to usually the day before we do this. So I'm super fresh as to what happened in the episodes.
Right.
Matter of fact, upstairs I was like, I don't think I watched Arrow. Oh no, I did. Shit happened.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm always a little thrown off when I watch them when they air too.
Yeah.
Because then I think, like, it's been 4 days. Did I really get caught up?
Yeah, exactly. Did I miss something?
I watched mine not yesterday, but on Saturday, and I feel that way. Wait, did I?
Am I caught up? Yeah.
I watch?
Instead of rushing at the
I'm
last
honestly
minute
sitting here going,
Yeah.
what happened in Legends of Tomorrow?
Weird stuff? Did weird
So,
stuff happen?
I'm going to take, because I'm going to go to you for Legends tomorrow next.
Yes.
I have a theory. Now, this was good. I liked this episode of Arrow. I'm excited to see what's happening next because it's same thing as Flash. Oh, this is getting a little stale. Are we going to oh, we're done. You know, like, we're good. Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
The same thing is happening in Flash, happened in Arrow, and I'm still hooked because that's typically what happens to me in these shows. 4 to 5 episodes in, it starts to get stale. 7 to 8 in, I go, you know what, I'm just going to watch the whole thing in the back end. And I just stop watching and I wait for the season to end and I watch all of it.
Right.
Because that way I can just kind of skip around and not pay attention because it was getting stale. So I like the fact that these are all wrapping up right around the time when I start to feel a little kind of like, I don't know, I guess plot fatigue?
Sure.
Of it just constantly dragging on.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, we just cut out the spoiler for the leaked information as to who the new Green Arrow is. We'll take it out and it'll be up on the Patreon. So you guys can watch it if you want. And I apologize sincerely to our Twitch chat and our Twitch viewers because I can't cut that out and I can't go back in time. Give me a mind wipe thing from Lennon Block, please.
Can he?
Speaking of going back in time, Legends of Tomorrow, which is ironic because technically it should be Legends of Yesterday. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go to that.
Legends of Yesterday. So in the previous episode, Constantine gave some of his life force to a child who wasn't waking up from a mystical thing. And in this one, we had Ray going to find Nora to come and fix him. And Nora was a villain. In a previous season, I haven't seen yet. I haven't gone back and watched them. I actually probably am going to, in the worst order possible of going, well, I'm on this season, I'm going to watch last season, then the season before that, then this season, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, why are you doing it that way?
Time travel.
The best, I saw the whole sequence with the Reverse Flash. We took it to that. That's cool.
Huh?
He's the villain of, I think, season 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way to spoil.
Which Eobard?
Way to spoil something.
The right one.
The right one.
The actual Eobard Thawne, not the body swap
Right,
Eobard
okay,
Thawne.
okay.
But so anyway, Nora was a villain. Ray let her go, and Ray went to find her to fix Constantine. During all of this, the Monster of the Week was a mystical book that when a story was written in it, that story was going to come true. It was written in by a Japanese filmmaker who basically wrote a story of a giant squid or a giant octopus destroying Japan. The book's magical enough that it will be there until the story is completed. So it turns out Heatwave has been writing a novel. And so they give him the book and he writes it out. And it was a really great sequence because his creature comes to life, and it's a 3-boobed female warrior, and like it's total, like you look at it and then you go, that's Heatwave. That's totally something that I would see Heatwave writing.
Season 2 for Reverse Flash, by the way. They said I had the wrong one.
Okay, and but it was actually a pretty fun episode. We got some character development of the shapeshifter who is taking the place of, I want to say it's Maya, but I don't think it is actually Maya.
I think every week you don't know the names, and they correct you every week, so you learn them.
And then I forget them for the next one.
And then forget it for the next week.
It's something Aya sounding.
I just love that they tell you every week.
It's the black girl with the afro. She existed in previous stuff, but a shapeshifter.
Amaya.
Amaya. Same thing. We're getting some character development for her as to who she is and how she's different from this previous one. Because they still have her as the English shapeshifter of who she was. And then she comes in, we get some character development. We get some development between her and Canary. We get some development between Frat Guy and his estranged father.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know any of their names. He's the one that looks like the frat guy.
I will agree with you on this. On shows like Legends, any show that has a cast like 10 people deep, I always have problems keeping track of the names.
Yeah, it's tough.
So
and it just becomes the one that shoots fire, the one that turns into animals, the one
especially when they never use the real names.
Yeah, because they never use their real names.
Sarah Lance, Canary.
Yes, Sarah Lance, I do know because she's been
heard
around.
the name her once.
Yeah. Yeah, when they never use the characters'
never
names,
even
it's
like
tough.
used
it's
her
hard,
code name or anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You get to a point in a lot of these shows where they try to talk casual, because I don't sit here and go, Dan, what are you doing today? Dan.
Well, Dan Rumbles.
That's the guy's name. Nate, frat guy.
Yep.
Frat guy?
Yeah, so he's been bonding with his father, and it turns out his father's a villain. Somehow. We don't know how, why, who, what, when.
The Flash did that.
Yeah, we did a lot of cool stuff like that. It was a pretty good episode. It wasn't very crucial, because the whole thing with Nora just kind of concluded with her learning she can use her magic without going to the dark side.
Okay.
And then she turns herself in, and...
Nora Freeze?
No. Nora... I was going to say Nora Allen.
Why have we got so many Noras?
Nora Witch Girl.
Because I guess Nora Freeze is basically Mrs. Freeze in the Elseworlds crossover.
Gotcha.
And everyone's trying to figure out why we're not
Nora
using Mr.
Dark.
Okay, because they're all trying to figure out why we're not using Mr. Freeze.
This is what I have learned.
I personally think the reason we're not using Mr. Freeze is they're going to make Batwoman from like a whole gender-swapped universe.
For one...
That's what I think.
Freeze Easter egg in Flash.
Yeah.
But I have learned I don't relate anyone to anything, and it makes things easier. So yeah, it was a good episode. It was one of those episodes where 3 different stories happened in the same
She is
episode.
Damien Dark's daughter.
See, once again, this is why I don't go into any of it.
Okay, well, Damien Dark is a villain from season 4 of Arrow.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm just saying, like,
Dark.
who
He's the blonde guy.
Yeah.
He's the blonde guy that does
that
stuff.
season made no sense. And they said they were doing that. It was like, we're going to have magic against Arrow? That's going to be cool. And then as soon as he gets in there, you're like, he's shooting arrows at magic. He should be dead.
Yeah.
Like, why are you leaving them all alive, Damien Dark?
Yeah,
you showed it's the same problem as Savitar. When he shows up and decimates Flash, you're like, so why did you not just, like, something's off here. Why didn't you just murder Nora Iris right then?
Yeah.
He set a timer in his kitchen for his muffins, and the timer went off. I was like, sorry, guys.
Gotta get those muffins.
Pull my muffins out of my oven.
Thanks. Kevin subscribed. He'd like to let everyone know that you could subscribe for free with Twitch Prime.
Yeah, and you can do it for his 1 year. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin learned the commands. That's what we told him. Screw the commands. They're all yelling about it.
Anyway, the reason why I don't relate anyone is because, yes, that's a very long thing of she is the daughter of Damien Dark. Easy way to do it. She is an evil dad.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, that in case you didn't know.
I'm trying to make it simplified for people who are like me that are not caring that much and just jumped in this season. Because matters in the previous ones. This one's, she is evil. They thought she was evil. Ray gave her a second chance. She showed to be good. She turned herself in. She's like, you know what? I can be good. Yeah. But we get Constantine back. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
So on Flash this week, Gary, what'd you think?
Yeah. Oh, it was a little predictable. It was also kind of cheesy, the way they pulled off Icicle.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like it. I thought his makeup was kind of, I don't know. They could have done better. But
I will say his makeup did look like a Halloween costume.
It was pretty bad. What is this trend with like makeup artists? Like, you have so much money to pour into these characters and these like costumes, and they just look like cosplay. Yeah, it looks like you went to Walmart and was like, here, I'll grab some blue face paint.
Well, because you can't go too far though.
I think they should have gone way
they
further.
should have. But
his name is Icicle.
I thought it was a. Am I the only one that was really annoyed about the Caitlyn, her turn, where they're all like, he's my dad, he's my dad, he's my dad. Cisco goes, but maybe he's not. And they're like, how dare you do that? Barry, maybe he's not. How dare you do that? Maybe he's not.
It was a pretty sudden.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but it does sort of make sense. She's finally starting to realize, like, well, if Barry's also telling me
that, I did like that it was
to keep an open mind.
Cisco was just like, Barry, look, it's not always going to be as happy-go-lucky as it was for you, and I like that they finally kind of referenced the fact that everyone was so okay with it, and it turned out to be good. And
10 minutes before Cisco actually said, think about this like a CSI.
Yeah.
10 minutes before that, I looked at my wife and I said, Barry's a CSI. Why is he not thinking about it in this way?
Yeah.
Like, why is he not approaching this as like a mystery? And then 10 minutes later, he actually says, you need to think about this like a CSI. I was like, thank you. because he just accepted. He's like, oh, well, this is great.
Yeah, we don't need to run tests. Go for a walk.
Yeah, the guy's in the middle of nowhere for 20 years, and he survives just fine. He's very well adjusted. This isn't suspicious.
Yeah.
That was the thing I wondered at first, too. They showed up, and it's like, wait. I get that everyone kept this a secret from Caitlin, but your dad is 100% alive, and no one said...
Knew where you were, and
let's go
could
test
watch
this,
you.
let's go solve it.
Exactly.
He's just been
he can obviously move. He has all this technology around him.
Speaking of ignorant decisions, can we just also go forward to... He's freezing a room to absolute zero. Let's have everyone go there.
Yeah.
Because, especially the non-speedsters, they'll be fine. It's absolute zero.
Yeah. Well, the chamber was absolute zero. The room around it was getting colder because of the chamber. But
absolute zero.
Yes,
though.
I know. It was flawed. And they're like, okay, how long do we have? You have about 5 minutes to survive 200 below.
Pretty sure it was like a 20-minute segment.
Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty sad.
Okay, all the things that didn't make sense.
Yes.
I like that we got conclusion to the whole Killer Frost thing.
Yeah,
I like
quickly too.
Yeah, I like that Killer Frost is back.
Yeah, they found Dad's evil in one episode.
Yeah.
They didn't try to draw it out over 4 or 5.
I liked that we did that. I do like that Killer Frost is back, and we're no longer dealing with, oh, I'm evil. Oh, don't make me emotional. Oh, no. Now it's, no, I'm Killer Frost. We're going to figure this out. It's fine. We're all good. I like that.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure she's more like Lady Cool.
Oh, my God.
She's Killer Frost, man.
She's Killer Frost. Killer Frost. But
anyway.
I like that we're gotten back. I like that we're no longer because that annoyed the hell out of me with her. Don't make me mad. I'll become Killer Frost.
Yes. Yes. But it's also understandable because when I don't want a freezing powered alter ego just taking over.
What if
and
you
not
had
being
an alter
sure
ego called Gory, and you just murdered people?
That's awful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would be scared.
I know.
But then would you then later go, I miss Gory?
No. Gory's gone for good.
I want to talk to Gory some more.
I thought it was a decent episode. I'm glad that they focused on Caitlin and her dad, and that was the primary focus of the episode. And the whole thing with Nora going off with her mom on a case, that was a little cheesy. The fact that she recapped the last episode before she went out with her mom.
What?
She's like, yeah, because yesterday, or was it last week, I saw you jump off of a roof. And it's like, did they just recap the episode in the episode after they recapped the episode? That was ridiculous.
I like Nora as a character as a whole.
Yes.
I don't like how naive and impressionable she is. The more and more I watch this, the more the fact that she acts like she's 16 is bugging me.
The fact that
But she, it's very hard to tell because yes, she's clearly a certain age, but it's also she's sheltered.
Yeah.
Sheltered people are younger and more naive because they were so sheltered from things that would kind of force people to grow up. They didn't get that as much. Plus, we don't know about this future of how sheltered. What extent are we referring to things? But they need to address it. Is what they need to do. They need something to go.
If we're just leaving this alone, that this woman has to be going on 30, acting like she's 16. I mean, she couldn't stand Iris because Iris banned her powers. Right. And she watched her jump over. Well, now you're cool, Mom. You're so sway.
Yeah. I love you now that you jumped off a building and risked your life. Because that's what it takes to make amends. There are 2 plot holes that I hope they clarify for us, or that they fill. One is, in order for Barry to take out the satellite, he had to do the very special, very precise super punch speedrun thing. Mm-hmm. How did she learn that? One, because she had to do the same thing in order to take out the satellite.
Didn't they establish one hell of a drug?
No, they didn't.
I thought that
they didn't establish how she
just did it.
She just did it.
Actually, they have implied, and that is actually something
implied
that's also... What? Because they do, I think someone taught her.
But
someone
who?
We don't know, because at one point Sherlock says to her, "Clearly, it was your idea to come back to do this, right? Yeah. No one else told you to do this."
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking
Sherlock
someone
is going to
else.
lead to something.
Yeah, someone else is involved. Someone taught her how to go back.
He's Reverse Flash.
Yeah. Someone.
Oh my God! If they do that, I quit.
He's a French Reverse Flash.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
You wouldn't by any chance be Eobard Thawne at a different body. How did you think of that?
It's Eobard.
No, it's Eobard. The T is silent. So Yeah, someone obviously taught her how to go back in time. Because that's not, you don't just realize, oh, I can run really fast. I think I can go back in time now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
because
that's kind of what Barry did.
He figured it out. Or
he did it by mistake, though.
He did it by mistake because he was being pushed by.
But I think with her, I think a lot of things with her are going to be uncovered and explained when we learn how and why she went back in time. Because there's clearly an external factor as to...
There's more than just, I wanted to save my dad. We know
exactly,
that.
Yes,
because of that reference of, clearly it was your idea, and she even paused like...
Well, when she encountered Cicada, they like locked eyes.
Yeah, and Cicada didn't kill Barry because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's this moment.
That was because of the...
Well, because of the daughter, yes, but what if there's more to it? Is what
what if there's more to it? Because as far as he can tell, how does he know it's the daughter?
Because she says dad.
Yeah, that's what stopped him.
She comes in and goes,
okay, I guess
and
that's
she's
true.
like, Dad! And he hears it, and then he's kind of, I think that was him going, well, I can't take a
I'll give you that. But I think there's a lot more going on with Nora that they're, I hope, going to reveal, because she seems way too skilled, way too...
I hope that's the next plot we're heading.
Skilled yet not skilled at the same time.
Skilled enough to carry out a mission.
Yes.
And it seems all very intentional. But I mean, other than that, the episode is okay. I'm actually glad...
I like Cecile.
Yes.
Cecile was hilarious.
I did not realize how short she was until she was sitting next
tiny,
to Digby.
Dude. She is tiny. But I'm glad that we're getting a break from Cicada for a few episodes.
Yeah.
That he's not the driving plot or the
I'm
driving force
really enjoying what they're doing with this whole CW season. Yep. It's like someone finally sat down and said, okay, what is the problem? Oh, we're dragging on. Let's break it down.
And the world isn't ending.
No.
The world isn't like under threat from some big threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that wasn't redundant at all.
A threat under a big threat.
Yeah. So yeah,
it was very threatening.
I'm enjoying it. I thought that I thought Icicle was just a little cheesy. I thought they could have done a better job with that.
Caitlin annoys me sometimes.
Yes.
The moment when she goes, I have not had my dad for 20 years.
Yes.
Let me have this. It's like, this is you understand the ramifications behind this. And then she instantly goes, oh, maybe he's not.
You do remember the last, I don't know, how many years have we been going at this? That you can't trust anybody.
And then immediately goes, it's my dad I haven't seen for 20 years that I thought was dead. I'm going to trust him more than you, Cisco, that I've known for years now and trust my life with.
Yeah.
I also like that we have seemingly removed Vibe and Killer Frost from normal players in the field.
Yeah.
We're no longer like, it's Team Flash. Here's 20 superpowered individuals.
Yeah. Yes, agreed.
Because it was okay with Arrow and the Vigilantes all teaming up, and they're all just kind of like a gang almost.
Vigilantes
Flash,
teaming up makes sense.
Yeah.
Superheroes and metas teaming up kind of...
It gets a little over the top. Like, wait, you mean to tell me this one villain dropped 6 of you guys with superpowers? It's not making any sense anymore.
And then later we'll lose to one of you with superpowers.
Exactly. Yeah. At the ending, Flash is just going to win, though.
Well, and the fact that anybody takes out Vibe, I mean, let's face it, the guy taps into the power of the multiverse.
Yeah.
He literally has the power of the multiverse at his fingertips, and anybody can just kind of brush him off to the side.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Dan, why don't you guys talk about Constantine for a second? Because I am dying over here to go use the bathroom.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but something's not agreeing. It's the sickness combined with the Chipotle. I don't have Chipotle.
Definitely not.
I don't have Chipotle.
Chipotle. Good
okay.
old Chipotle.
Tell me about Constantine.
So Constantine.
Non-Keanu Reeves Constantine.
It's supernatural with more magic.
Oh.
I did enjoy it. I was having a good time because I wanted to watch it because of Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Constantine
is
in that show.
Is it the same actor?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it is the same actor.
Okay.
Because, I didn't realize the Constantine show came out in 2014.
I had no idea.
I didn't realize it was that
recent.
Idea. Yeah. But because of him, I wanted to watch the TV show. Also because of the animated movie that we watched during our Patreon movie night. I also wanted to watch Constantine. He's a cool character. Yeah. I like that we get a little bit more about Astra, like his driving force of they mess up and he accidentally damns a little girl to hell. Right. And that is his driving factor. Everyone hates him because of it. I liked the show. It was very Constantine fashion, but it was supernatural. I saw, when I was watching it, I saw exactly why the show did not continue. Okay. Because I was telling, for those of you watching on stream and later, I was telling Gary and Benny prior that the reason why I think this show did not continue was because of the fact that it is a very niche market of having supernatural-like things, demons, demonic entities, possessions, exorcisms, magic, that kind of stuff is a very niche market. And they're coming out with Constantine in that market, which is great, but that market's dominated by Supernatural. And Supernatural has been out long enough that everyone was invested in that they didn't really care about going to Constantine. Because, I mean, it was good, but there were so many things where you're like, oh, he's talking to an angel. Right. Just like Dean and them were talking to Castiel, the angel.
And it may have just been on the wrong network.
See, that's what you guys keep saying as well. I mean...
Because what network was it on?
I don't know. I saw it on the DC Universe app.
Okay.
Which is probably one of the best streaming services that I have come across. Right. I've been watching a lot of DC stuff because of it. Just like I watched Animal Man,
CBS,
which was
because
CBS and NBC is what people are.
Well, one of those is really heavy on, still actually very heavy on their sitcoms. They're still making new sitcoms. They're very sitcom centric. So to have a show like Constantine come out on a network that is heavy on sitcoms doesn't. It's the wrong audience. You're appealing to the wrong audience.
It is, and it was just a very niche market.
Sure,
but it ends in a way that you're also like, they're very clearly going, we want you to want a second season.
Right.
Like there was no real overarching story. It was kind of a shame.
Okay.
Like the biggest thing in it was a two-parter that actually happened about 3 episodes prior to the end of the season. The last 2 were kind of monster of the week kind of things. Then all of a sudden it's like all like huge big, and I was like, that's kind of weird. I also was a little annoyed by this character Zed, who she shows up.
I was thinking Power Rangers Lord Zed.
So she shows up and she has visions.
Okay.
And like when she touches someone, she can like see in their pet. She kind of vibes.
Oh,
that's basically what she does. And I didn't like her character because of the fact that there are parts in the story where like they come across like one of John's old friends, and she's like comforting them like as if she's known John forever. And that she has like the best insight ever, and it's like, no, this person knew John way before you did.
Yeah,
like they know way more. Stop acting like you know everything, Zed. Like it.
Right.
There were some things that I was a little like, good show though.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. Honestly, I'm probably going to start watching Supernatural again because of it. Because I forgot how much I enjoyed that kind of show. But yeah. Constantine was on NBC. Chat, it's on NBC. Thank you.
Okay, NBC.
But it was, I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it.
So NBC, the NBC is the network that's still heavy on sitcoms. So I think it was just the wrong.
It was very clearly them trying to branch out of that.
Sure.
And it just didn't work.
Right.
But I thought it was really good. And since Benny is still in the bathroom, I'll talk about some of the animated shorts I watched. Because they were all. This is why DC Universe is a great app to watch, or a great app, because they have everything. It's very well organized, and they just have all of their really, really small animated shorts, like Animal Man, which that's the slogan. That's why I have to do it.
I figured.
And it's just Animal Man is a superhero, and it's just like different instances where it's just very jokey about the character. Like there's a bank robbery and he shows up and he's like, wait! And the bank robber's about to step on a mouse. And he's like, go on. It's like, carry on your transactions, citizens. And he just doesn't care about anyone but animals. And
so he's like Ace Ventura.
Yes.
But as a superhero.
Exactly. And it's just, they're just fun little things like that. There's like a little Dead Man one. There's, what was the one that I really, really liked? Oh, there was a Riddle Me This one with the Riddler and Batman, and Batman and the voice of Batman was hilarious because he's like this big, bulky, and like very clear, like kind of James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
It had that kind of voice, and it was just They're so funny, and I wish that those shorts lasted a lot longer. Because they all, I remember actually when they all came out on TV, and it was like this short period of time, they did a ton of these, and then they just kind of died off.
I would love to see Batman and the Riddler. Like the Riddler gives him a riddle, and he like just can't figure it out. He's like, wait, no, give me another one. It's like, okay. They're there for like 20 minutes. He's just trying to figure out these riddles. Like, no, that's not right. Is that right? No, give me another one.
You should watch it though, because it's super good because the riddles, like, they really make you think, and Batman just gets them like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And you're like, that's so Batman.
Oh,
that's so Batman and the Riddler. And they just have so many good little shorts on there. They've got so many great animated movies. Like,
well, Batman's got a smartphone on his wrist.
Oh my gosh. Like, speaking of, I was watching the original animated Batman series. Because it's remastered.
The original.
Like 1960s.
And
it was so good because he goes to the computer and he starts typing in something. And like nowadays, it's like 3D imaging and stuff like that. But he just goes name, type. Beep, fax paper. Ah, yes, it was this person. And it was so good because you're just like, well, back then, this was like, oh my God.
That was Future Tech. Yeah, there was actually an ad or like a concept for getting your news, getting everything from your computer back in like the 60s. And it was a lot of printers, and that was Future Tech.
Yeah.
That was, you get your morning news and you print it out, and it was like 20 different devices at this giant desk, all doing what our smartphone can now.
It was so good because it just kind of showed the simplistic nature of kind of what things used to be.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas now it's like, all right, I've got my glasses, now I can see 3D imaging of everything as I look at this wall and I see the complete compound breakdown of the material that was made as well as the architectural design.
None of which have delivered. HoloLens, I'm looking at you, HoloLens.
Yeah, HoloLens, Google Glasses.
Yeah, none of you have delivered.
All right, so
before we swap on,
Nova
Mandarin, thank you for that 7-month
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I need a thing.
You do.
Not finger guns. What's your thing? Crack-a-coom?
Crack-a-coom!
Okay, I need a...
I thought my thing was being the comic historian.
That is your thing. Yeah, chat, give me a thing. But make it clean.
What about Gary Hulk?
That was your thing. I'm Office Dad. What does Gary Hulk do?
He can't eat gluten.
You could just do this
Gary Hulk hug.
Every time, just do this. Thank you.
Thank you.
That has to be your thing.
Okay, great.
Yeah, see?
I can't see you now. But thank you.
Just thank you.
Then you turn my head, you're like, Gary says, okay, thank you.
All right. So we'll do this kind of quickly because it is based on rumors.
What?
The Doctor Who
thing. Well, can we talk about the episode first?
If you want to, I have officially dropped off. Not for any political reason or anything like that, because I know everyone's like
bored.
It's super political. It's super this. I just found it boring. I hate to say it, but I did.
It's not that political. I've been going
through.
From what
I've watched, the only episode there's 2 episodes that I felt were very ham-fisted. But I didn't even feel they were to the point of like, I'm going to stop watching due to politics.
No.
The Trump analogy just made him into a villain.
It was heavy-handed, but everybody's making fun of Trump.
Everyone's making fun of Trump. Everyone's making Trump out to be a villain.
Right.
And I get if you're one of the MAGA guys, or what is it, a Make America Great Again people?
Yeah.
If you vote for Trump, that's fine.
For the record, I love that Trump's always a villain, and then Obama became Superman.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be like, and that's fine. You are more than welcome to agree with Trump.
Yeah.
I still stand by my political statement. Is very simple. I'm in the middle of everything.
My political statement is don't get politics near me.
My favorite thing ever. It was that one thing I showed you, that meme. I showed it here.
Yeah.
But it was everybody being like, everyone called the right calls me left. The left calls me right. Where's the group of people that just wants to, what was it? Wants to smoke weed,
taking a gun to their gay friend's marriage.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's the group of people that just want to smoke weed and take a gun to their gay friend's marriage?
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Okay, I don't side either way, whatever. But what I'm getting at is that, and the other one was the Rosa Parks, which we both agreed I felt should have come later in the season.
Yeah, it was a great episode. But
it was a good episode.
It was improperly placed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't even so much the anti-Trump thing, because as much of a pain in the butt as he was in the 4th episode, I just found the episode boring.
It was boring. That's because it was boring. That is what
my complaint was. Your villain was a giant spider, and then we were arguing about not killing the spider, and we spent the entire episode running from these giant spiders, and the whole thing turned out to be pollution, and I'm just like, I don't care. Okay. None of this is interesting.
Is that a scene in Harry Potter?
Yes, it is. Yeah. No, I agree. So it hasn't been that political.
Wait, hold on. Dark Shoes has got a bet. My political statement is that I side with Lord Helmet. I knew it! I'm surrounded by assholes!
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Oh!
They're all their last names are asshole.
That's right.
I'm surrounded by
assholes.
Right.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. So the show's not been that political. Even if it is, I can't tell necessarily.
Yeah. Because we're not looking for it.
We're not looking for it. There's some social.
We're not that group.
Yeah. There's some social commentary. Sure. Everyone makes fun of Trump. Who cares?
That's how I feel.
They're not doing anything new. They're not doing anything new with. I think maybe that's the problem. The show's not doing anything new.
That's true. Everything we've seen so far, even political statement or not, is all stuff we've seen
recycled.
Before.
It's all,
The first episode was very much the usual premiere.
Yep.
The second episode was kind of a weird, like, I felt like we've seen that kind of thing before. Just felt more true.
We have. Yeah,
it felt like Doctor Who.
We've never seen the TARDIS return like that.
No.
The TARDIS was always just kind of there.
Yeah.
Actually, the Doctor has never lost the TARDIS when he's also lost his former personality. Yeah. So I actually thought that was really interesting.
But nothing was like that new about it. It was just like a spin on what we've already seen.
Yeah.
And that's what I found boring about it. It's kind of what I found boring about Peter Capaldi's first season.
Yes.
There was nothing really new. There was nothing that made...
He was Sherlock in space.
That's what he was, yeah.
Yes.
David Tennant, for the record, is my favorite Doctor Who.
Me too.
But...
The People's Doctor.
David Tennant didn't hook anybody. Like, I wasn't super hooked in until like season 2 or 3. I binged watched Chris Eccleston to David Tennant, and then like by 2 or 3, I was like, I'm on board.
I was about halfway through Tennant's run when I actually got sucked in.
That's what I mean. Like, and that's how I was kind of writing up this Doctor
first season anyway.
I got to the point where I was just letting the season end, and I was going to watch all 10 episodes back to back. So, talk about last week's episode first, and then we'll talk about
last week's episode, Kerblam. So it was actually one of the more lighthearted episodes. Had some good twists and turns, and it felt like Doctor Who again. So in this entire season so far of Doctor Who, there have only been 2 episodes that have actually felt like Doctor Who, that had the same pacing, had the sense of humor, had that kind of tongue-in-cheek, everything's quirky in the future kind of identity to it.
Okay.
And so it was basically the Doctor and her companions get a package from future Amazon. It's called Kerblam. It's like they're the biggest retailer in the universe, but it's basically Amazon, space Amazon.
Okay.
And she gets a fez in the mail, and so she puts the fez on her head, and she's like, "Oh, can I still pull this off?" As a nod to Matt Smith, which I thought was great. The whole episode it started off great. It felt very reminiscent. It was lighthearted.
Didn't he wear that for the whole season? The fez.
Oh, he wore that a lot. He wore the fez a lot. And they end up on at the headquarters of Kerblam, and so there's this whole mystery as to why people are going missing. It was a good Doctor Who episode, and you could have put any Doctor into that episode, and it would have worked.
Yeah.
The rest of the season has not had that kind of lighthearted adventure. This is so weird.
That's what I like.
I
thought I liked about David Tennant and even Matt Smith.
Yeah.
It was the lighthearted adventure.
It was a lighthearted adventure.
That. When Peter Capaldi came in, I felt that he was taking the role too seriously, which is why I didn't like it too much.
Yes.
And then this one just seems like just boring plots. Like nothing is interesting about it.
It is. Yeah, I mean, even the Rosa Parks episode, while as good as it was, is still go back in time and protect a historical event. So many shows have done that already.
Yeah.
That we got to go back in time and make sure nothing changes. But things have changed. But we got to sort of make it the same so that we don't change the future too much.
Yeah.
And it's...
Oh no, now we have to reenact the Rosa Parks event.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah. We have to restage the Rosa Parks event.
Isn't there 3 episodes of every season of Star Trek where they get stuck in the holodeck and somehow it time travels them? Isn't there an entire Star Trek movie where they go save the whales?
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that one. So... Right. So overall, in Gary's opinion, the episode was really good. I liked Kerblam. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even the twist at the end with the janitor actually being the guy behind it all. So it was really interesting. I thought, oh wow, they were right. Nobody suspects the janitor, ever. So it was just, it was a good episode. Felt like Doctor Who.
I mean, I'm probably eventually going to catch up, but I've been finding them boring.
Most of them have been very boring.
Yeah.
Most of them, and there was another like get that gun out of my face moment, which I thought was like, really, again with the gun thing. So anyway.
The only person who's more anti-gun than apparently this version of the Doctor is Batman.
Yes.
And even he still uses them.
No, only in the one.
Yeah.
Have we never told that story, Dan?
There was one time when Houston first started working with us, and we went to the comic book store, and we were reading all the comics before we had to do our review show.
Okay.
Speak up, because you're definitely talking low for some reason. I don't know why. You're talking normal, and then you're like, now let me tell you a story.
You were talking a little low. Story. It's okay.
Apparently, I don't know the freaking volume of my voice.
You didn't.
Because half the time I'm like, I'm whispering, right?
This is better.
Dan, you're yelling.
Well, this has been your voice for everything, and then we go to tell a funny story, and you're like,
you were a little low. You were a little low.
Because I was giving him the explanation.
Right. So give me. I want the chat to hear.
So you were at the comic store reading Batman.
No,
you weren't reading Batman.
Houston was reading Batman.
Hold on. You haven't said what we're doing. Hold on. Quit. So the way we used to do things, we started the channel.
I literally said.
No, you didn't. You said he was reading the. So we would go to the comic store to record the weekly review show.
Oh.
And when we went there, Dan and I would read the comics.
Okay.
And now you're starting makes sense.
Houston's reading Batman.
Houston's reading Batman
because he was our camera
guy at the moment.
Okay.
And he finished it. I had not read it yet, and he literally goes, "Why does Batman have a gun?" It's the very last page. Yep. It was the first big Batman event that I had ever read. It was Batman and Robin Eternal, which actually just, we did the full story today.
Yeah. Okay.
And the whole point of it is Batman has a gun and he's like just shot someone or something like that.
Okay.
But I had not read it. I was waiting to read it. Houston read it and just turns up and goes, "Why does Batman have a gun?" To which I'm just like, Houston, what the hell, man?
Right. And what makes it even better is before he did that, we had a talk about should we spoil it for each other, and we agreed we wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because we had an issue with it the week before.
Okay.
Houston, I think it was Houston's first week with us.
I don't know what it was, but he spoiled it, and we never let him live it down.
Now whenever like a spoiler thing pops up, just Dan will be like, "Does Batman have a gun?"
Yeah. It was, oh my God, that was...
So anyway, the rumor is, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because it is technically a rumor now.
A rumor.
Even if it's supposedly confirmed, it's still a rumor.
Yeah.
A rumor is a rumor until it's happened.
Basically, a rumor went out right before Thanksgiving, which is convenient because there's almost no one to fully report on it and things like that.
Right.
Even in England, they're not, I guess they didn't want to get to it or whatever. The fact of the matter is the rumor dropped. Chris Chibnall. The showrunner.
Yes.
And Jodie Whittaker are leaving. Now, the showrunner said he's going to leave at the end of the next season.
Okay.
Due to a number of reasons, and there's 1,000 rumors and ideas and theories as to why he is. But it's come around that he's leaving.
Okay.
Jodie Whittaker, I can never say her name either. Whittaker is leaving because he's leaving.
Okay.
But she also has been cited as stating, well, but she also had a kid, and this is a lot more than she thought she was taking on, and they want more than 10 episodes, and I'm not going to do more than 10 episodes, so I'm going to leave.
Okay.
So apparently we're getting one more season, or they're going to close out this Doctor, and we're moving on.
Okay.
And then we're either going to keep going with the series, or BBC's going to shut it down. No one knows right now.
I think they should shut it down.
I think you need the break.
I think once Whittaker is done, they need a break from Doctor Who. Take a few years, maybe take half a decade, whatever it is, let the energy and the popularity of Doctor Who kind of die off a little bit, and then come back at it with a fresh start.
Yeah.
Like they did with Eccleston. I mean, it was over a decade. It was like 12, 14 years or something between the last iteration of the Doctor and Christopher Eccleston back in 2004.
Now, I was watching a YouTuber, and because a lot of the people are studying, it's got low reviews. It's turning away the fans because it's political. That's what everyone's trying to cite.
That hasn't been my experience.
Yeah, not been my experience at all.
Yeah.
One person, though, pulled up the views.
Yeah.
And Jodie's run is currently doing, from what I saw, like it's all rumors and all based on things.
Right.
But like she's doing slightly better than Peter Capaldi's run.
I believe it. Yeah.
Overall, she's done better in general.
Yeah. That's because it has been better.
I didn't like his first season.
No, I didn't like any
the
of
numbers
his
I was seeing is like she's kind of averaging around 7 million views at the end, and he was averaging about 6. I mean, neither were bad views at all.
No.
But everyone's loving to say, well, the views are taken. The fans are turning away. Look, if the fans are turning away, they're apparently still watching.
Yes, if the views tank that badly, as badly as they're saying, then a show gets canceled.
Yeah, they wouldn't finish it.
No, they wouldn't finish. No. A show doesn't get that poor views and still stay on the air.
No, they would come up with some, and she's done. Here's the Christmas special you didn't know we were getting.
Yeah.
Emergency fixing.
Yeah. Let's bring back all the doctors for a big farewell.
Yeah.
Which is probably what they'll do. If they actually decide to take it off the air completely, they'll probably do some big doctor farewell.
But so let's assume for a moment that these rumors are true, and let's assume all the reasoning behind them. Let's just say they said what they wanted to say in the show. They did their run. They had their fun. It was only going to be 2 seasons. We're just, for the sake of this rumor, we're going to say it was meant to be 2 seasons, and now they're going to close it out. Okay?
Yeah.
If that's the case, do you want it to close? You want the whole show to end?
I do, for a time. Not permanently.
I'm thinking 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years, yeah.
I don't think a decade's needed.
No, not a decade. That's way too long. People...
I mean, Star Trek comes back.
Interest,
This has been the longest Star Trek's been off the air forever, right? And then Discovery came back. I never watched Discovery.
Yeah, 2004 to 2017.
That was a long time for Star Trek to be off the air.
Yeah. And now they're looking at creating more series and everything. So I
Finally?
guess Discovery's doing well enough that I guess I could talk about Star Trek. But Discovery's doing well enough that they're actually going to do a Picard series. They're looking at doing like several other spin-offs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I still have yet to watch Discovery, but only because it's like impossible to watch.
It's also not good.
Well, I've heard that, which made it so that I wasn't even trying to watch it.
Yeah. You don't want STD.
What?
Star Trek Discovery.
No, you don't want STD.
Did they
you don't want STD.
Did they not think of that?
I guess not. I guess not. Yeah.
Because no one's going to say, I love STD.
Exactly.
It's controversial for a bunch of reasons, isn't it? I don't know what they are, though. I know it's gotten a lot of flack.
Discovery?
Yeah.
It's controversial because they changed the Klingons completely. They're nothing like the Klingons that we know and love.
All the races to change. That and the Vulcans, I feel like they're untouchable at this point.
Oh, the Vulcans didn't change at all.
I'm saying those 2 races are untouchable.
And actually,
Clearly not as untouchable.
It has the first...
you can't have an entire cast member as one of the Klingons and one as the Vulcans and then change them later. That doesn't work.
No. Yeah. So anyway, they actually went back and changed the Klingons again after season 1.
What'd they do?
I think they made it more true to like Star Trek. So anyway, they got like a slight change so that they were like, oh, and Doctor Who.
Yeah. So I think it should end. I do.
You do? I do too.
Well, because part of the reason I wonder if I'm finding this season boring, just because we've kind of done it all with Doctor Who recently.
We have.
And we just constantly retread. And I think part of the problem with Chris
Chibnall,
the showrunner, is he's
Chibnall.
A part of Stephen Moffat in, what was the other guy's name? Stephen Moffat.
Russell T. Davies?
Right.
Yeah.
He was a part of their little crew. Like, from what I understand, he was like assisting a lot of them and stuff like that. So so they all have the same like mindset. And I think that might be part of the problem.
Yeah.
It feels like Chris Chibnall is trying too hard to make his feel separate. So either the episode feels like a complete ripoff of the earlier seasons to the point I'm bored, or it's too far from it and I'm bored because it's just it's a science fiction trope, like going back to change the timeline.
I think one of the biggest problems also is that the original Doctor Who series was designed to be an educational time-traveling children's series.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. It went completely in a different direction. The problem is they tried to make this season do that. In some respects, that was one of their goals. They want to bring back the original concept that Verity Lambert had with the series was, to make it time travel and educational, like the Rosa Parks episode. And I think that's actually one of the reasons why this season is as bad as it is. Yeah. Not that it's terrible. It hasn't been terrible.
But the Rosa Parks episode is a great example because regardless of what the statement is, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to show, and how amazing it was for the European individuals to see the time period of America back then.
Yes. Yeah.
It's tried and true, but it's the same exact science fiction crap we always get. I guarantee you there's an episode of Legends that they did that. We changed the timeline. We got to go back and try to reenact it. Yeah. You'll get to it eventually. Yeah. I'm sure you will.
I'm pretty sure it's this season.
Yeah, it's the whole season. They even did a George Lucas, like, we got to go back and make sure George Lucas makes Star Wars because he inspires scientists and all that. So it...
Yeah, so there's an entire show that runs that idea.
Well, and what kind of disappointed me was that, yes, when you have the Doctor finally become a female, you expect the show to go off and do these incredible, new, wonderful, like experimental things, and it hasn't.
No, it hasn't been experimental at all.
And yeah, so not a terrible season, not its best season. And I think she should at least do one more season.
So they've already got one more in the bag.
Good, because she needs at least. I want to see her stay the Doctor for a little while longer.
Every Doctor, from my experience, has always been season 2 onward that I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad that if we do end up enjoying her at season 2, she's done. If these rumors are to be believed.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't want to see her go, at least for a couple
more
seasons.
I want to see what they can do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, your show's already at a point where you're kind of in a weird space with it. Why not just let it go? Run its course. You took this gamble, do it.
Yep. Just get a new showrunner. Get somebody on there.
Nope. All right. Yeah. Well, let's close out this episode with me giving you a recap of Benny's Mission Impossible experience. So, on Thanksgiving week...
we are doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't sure if he was legit.
I'll make it quick. I'm not going into each of the movies.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, if you ever sit down and watch all of the Mission Impossibles, I've discovered a couple of things. One...
That they're all possible?
No, they're all impossible, hence why they never go accurately. One, the missions never go as planned. Ever.
Of course not.
No. So the way that I play Hitman, where I just kind of run in and mass murder people and figure it out as I'm going, totally viable, because that's how every impossible mission goes for the IMF.
Yeah.
Two, every movie of Mission Impossible has 9,000 betrayals throughout the entire goddamn movie.
Yeah.
Why does anybody trust anybody at this point by the time they get to 6?
Yeah.
Okay. No one's currently watching Supergirl Alibaba. Sorry. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Okay, so I've discovered that. 3, Tom Cruise has turned in, I thought about this, modern day Jackie Chan doing his own stunts.
Yes.
The stunts he does are insane.
They're
like
insane.
when he's like climbing into the plane as it's actually going.
Oh, yeah.
Or the fact of, I'm pretty sure it's
the motorcycle one was legit too.
Mm-hmm. There are so many where you watch it and you're just like, how is he alive?
But it gets you more immersed into the moment.
Clones.
Because they go, oh, well, Tom Cruise is going to do it. Get a freaking camera on the guy's face. They need to see that Tom Cruise is doing that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we're doing the motorcycle chase sequence, which was like broadcast as being a big deal because his safety harness was broke. And they only had one day to film in Paris, so he just had to do it.
I'm pretty sure he didn't have a helmet.
No, he didn't, because that was the whole point.
Trust me, I've seen that, and I ride a motorcycle, and that scared the crap out of me watching him do that.
But what I loved about it was you get to see him you get to see all the stunts happening, and they've got a camera right on his face the whole time. So you're like, no stunt double, no quick cuts. It's literally just Tom Cruise blitzing down a busy street in Paris going against traffic.
Against traffic on a motorcycle while being chased without a helmet.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, wasn't it like raining or something?
We should just
it wasn't raining in the movie.
We should just be glad that all of it is scripted, and that the drivers around him are professionals. Like, just be happy. Oh no, they are. But
even
that's
then,
his saving grace. That the people around him at least know what they're doing.
And I will say, after I get all the way to the Houston and I finished up with 6, he joined me for the last one.
Yeah.
I was still surprised, even in the 6th movie, when things would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, like.
So they held up.
They did hold up the whole way through. At no point was I like, well, other than going, I wonder how this is going to go shitty.
So did it continuously reach the point where you would get shivers and chills the second that music started?
Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 da, da. Wow. But no, it was great. And I will say, if you haven't watched Fallout, go check it out. It's 2.5 hours with like 20 minutes of breathing from the entire goddamn movie, 10 of which is the ending. It's literally just action sequence after action sequence. At the very ending, I felt like, we were telling you this at the Target, but at the very ending of the whole movie, I'm not going to spoil how it ends.
Yeah.
But Ethan, Tom Cruise's character, just lays out and he's just breathing heavy. And I felt like that was just Tom Cruise being like, we're done.
I bet I would not be surprised if he actually did that and someone was just like, get a camera on that.
The guy's probably in like physical therapy just between movies. That's just what he does. That's what he does.
Oh, you've seen that one where he jumps across a building and breaks his ankle, right?
Yeah. He does most of those stunts.
So he is Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And you just see his ankle just go full on snap all the way to his shin. And you're just like, but he doesn't even wince.
No.
And
He's
you're just
so
like,
good at this.
Yeah.
what? I'm pretty sure he like runs afterwards.
Yeah, something like that.
Something that should not be possible.
From what I understand, and this is all just what I've read online and stuff like that. Apparently, he does all the stunts until the insurance people get in the way.
Oh.
Once it's decided him doing the stunts too much for the insurance.
Right. Then they get a professional in.
Then they get the
stunt. Or as Disney is now developing their stunt robots.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Disney's developing stunt robots.
But that's going to take away from jobs. I actually knew a couple people that were stunt doubles.
Okay, so
I went to karate with them.
I've completed all the Mission Impossibles. So next up, I'm going through all the Fast and the Furiouses. Now, I've started up with 4 because that makes sense, right? No.
You're like with me with all my shows.
I think the stunt double robots are going to do things that stunt doubles can't.
That makes sense.
So like a fall from a building or something that you just can't have a person do.
Oh, apparently he broke a rib flipping over the car in the motorcycle sequence.
Oh, yeah. Good day then. I mean,
to just break
to just break a rib.
But so I started up Fast and the Furious. Now I watched 1 and 2 a long time ago.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift I heard was horrible, so I never watched it. And then 4. By the way, naming conventions be damned with this fucking franchise. I swore it's.
Oh yeah.
I had to literally Google it to see what order things went in.
Which one's in? Oh yeah.
No, because I'm like, okay, so we got Fast and the Furious. We got 2 Fast and Furious. We have Tokyo Drift, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
So it's like the Metal Gear timeline.
Yeah.
But because it's a sequel, doesn't mean it's a sequel.
Right. Well, so apparently Tokyo Drift takes place at the end of the timeline. So so it doesn't even matter. So I'm like, okay, so 1 and 2 I remember. So I'm going to go into 4, and I'm like, well, which one's 4? Where's their Fast 4? Where's Fast? Like, so 4 is Fast and Furious. They dropped the thes.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Fast and the Furious for 1. It's Fast and Furious for 4. Okay, that was okay. It very much felt like a soft reboot.
Okay.
Because it was very much like Paul Walker's character is back in the FBI. He's known for doing crazy stunts and driving cars. Vin Diesel's a very big villain. I have noticed everyone in Fast and the Furious. This is the reason this is more fresh. I just watched this one last night.
Okay.
But everyone in the Fast and Furious, every single one of the main characters. My life's so hard. I've gone through so much. No one will ever understand me. And then you have someone else. No, bro. We can ride. We ride together. I'll understand you.
Have you sin the episode of American Dad where they go into that of how every single one of those movies has sex scenes between Vin Diesel and Paul Ryan?
Paul Walker. How
all of them had sex scenes written fully into them, and then they just removed them except from when the versions of the movies that aired in France. But that was how they kept such sexual tension between the characters.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
Is that legit?
No, it's in the.
No, it's a joke.
Yes, that is legit. They should film sex scenes between Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. No, it was an episode of American Dad, and you watch it and you're like, I could see that.
So the whole movie's just basically, and I got like halfway through Fast and the Furious, and I forget who it was. It wasn't Vin Diesel wasn't sitting down at this point, and it wasn't Paul Walker. Some other character was sitting down, and they're just like, they'll never understand me. I've also noticed, I get that they rob lots of money, but every single night is a party with booze and shots and cars.
Mm-hmm.
How? Just like, I don't care how much money you've stolen. How are you doing it?
Camera guy's gonna check cameras.
So anyway, I'm gonna finish them up next week, and I'll give you my full opinions on the full Fast and the Furious franchise. Because apparently, as I was told in our Discord, at number 5 they start defying physics and become superheroes. So we're gonna see what happens.
Doesn't one go slightly supernatural, where they like fight gods or something?
In the Fast and the Furious, which one is that?
I don't know. I heard something about that.
I want a spoof movie. The Slow and the Mild.
The Slow and the Mild. Do you want to race?
Too slow, too mild. Should we do this? There's a stop sign. It's a 35 miles per hour. I've got to go at least 30. Gotta be safe.
No, you put the progressive snapshot in all their cars.
Yeah.
They all like want to like not.
We got to get there fast, but I don't want to raise my insurance price.
You stop too fast, man.
It's literally, I don't know. It's funny to go for Mission Impossible, which is like, it's very testosterone driven, Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, oh, we're so manly. Especially in the last one with Superman. I don't care. I know his name is Henry Cavill. Whole time, I'm just picturing Superman with a mustache. Anyway, Superman.
Superman's got a mustache?
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill with a mustache. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's why they had the CGI.
That's the whole issue why he had to CGI it. Yeah,
for that movie.
Because he had to do reshoots as the character in Fallout, so he couldn't shave it. And if he did, he'd be penalized like a huge amount of money. WB offered to pay for the CGI in the other movie, and whoever made Mission Impossible was like, no, we paid for Henry Cavill with a mustache. We're getting that.
Yeah. And you got Henry Cavill in the middle like, stop fighting, guys. Stop fighting over me.
He's just like, oh, which movie am I on?
I know.
All right. Oh, other ones, sorry.
Don't tell anybody that they think it's real.
Dude, like the whole movie. Okay, back to Mission Impossible Fallout. Without spoiling, I'm trying not to spoil it because it is newer. It just came out.
Yeah.
But the whole movie.
That's why I haven't heard of it. Okay.
It just came out. Like literally, it just hit. We're still renting it. You can watch it if you want after this.
Okay.
Or I had to buy it. You can watch whatever you want because Stu knew I couldn't even rent it. But like the whole sequence, it's like you can't not picture Superman because he's ripped. Like you could tell he just got off the Justice League set.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
He's like jacked. Yeah. There's one sequence, and it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, where he gets ready to fight, and he's like, whoa. And you're just like, Superman's going slugging. He boxes at one point, and you just, and I took boxing lessons, remember? Mm-hmm. So I could tell it was boxing moves, and I'm just like, holy shit, if he punched me, like one punch and I'm down. Like, I don't care how much Henry Cavill, it'd be like fighting The Rock. Let's go, I'm done.
I love when you have movies with characters that are so iconic from other things.
Sure.
Just like the Mission Impossible one with Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
It's so interesting seeing him out of his elements.
By the time we got to Fallout, I can't see him past that character. He's so good as that agent.
Simon Pegg?
Yeah, I forget his name. Because the whole movie I'm calling him Simon Pegg.
Because now you go back and you
just like I can't remember Henry Cavill's character because it's just Superman.
Yeah, it's just Superman.
It was Tom Cruise teaming up with Simon Pegg versus Superman. That's the Fallout. That's Mission Impossible Fallout for you. We're gonna end the CTV right there so we can get to our next podcast.
Yes. Oh goodness.
I'll give you an update on Family next week. I just need to ask one question. When do Hobbs and Shaw show up? Because apparently they're getting a spin-off movie, and I love The Rock. When does The Rock, is it 5 or 6 in the Fast and the Furious that Rock shows up with Shaw? Or is he Shaw? No, Rock is Hobbs, isn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
find out after this.
I've never seen a single one of these movies you've been talking about.
What?
I've never seen a single one.
Why not?
And Gary just got fired. No.
You know why? Because I'm...
6. Okay, I got to push through 5 to get to The Rock. Okay.
I got nothing.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching us today. If you did enjoy the CTV podcast, please consider supporting us by subscribing right here on twitch.tv/EligibleMonster, where we film this every Monday, talking about whatever TV shows we've watched, movies we've watched on top of that, and we just kind of ramble and have fun here. That's the whole point of the show. You can also support us by going over to our Patreon, patreon.com/comicstorian, where we funnel all of our projects into one location and give you extra projects. We don't want to treat Patreon as a way of us begging for money or something. We want to treat Patreon as our third platform where you can get exclusive content and stuff over there. We don't just go, hey, give us money, we'll figure it out. We have a whole plan over there, and you get tons of stuff on Patreon. So please consider that. For only $1, we give you access to all of the early access videos. We are now going to close out this episode here on CTV. You can find Dan over at Silu91 on Twitch or at Dan Producer on Twitter. Gary is at Film Circuit on YouTube or Gary Cam4 on Twitter. And I am Benny. I'm Comicstorian and Eligible Monster on this channel. I'm on these. I don't do anything extra. This is what I do. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next CTV.
Thank you.